Who are you? What do you do? Why are you here? Yeah, so I'm Helen with Marqii. I work on our strategic growth and partnerships teams. We work with restaurants, really only restaurants, to help with menu management, reputation management, listing management, essentially just making sure that, one, you get found online, and that when somebody finds your taco shop online or your breakfast place online, that they see the right hours, they have the right online ordering links. And when they leave you a review that says, hey, this was an amazing experience and Tim the waiter did awesome, right? That you don't just ignore it. And so that's what we do is, just trying to help make sure the digital doorways are clean for our restaurant.
What was the number one surprising thing to you when you started this job about the industry? Like, do you get some kind of shocking feedback regularly or anything like that?
I am still absolutely baffled at the number of people who have menus online from 4 or 5 years ago. You'll see New Year's Eve menu 2020 and you're like, that is an entire world ago. And so I think the number of restaurants around the country, but honestly around the world, I've traveled and in Europe, you can't find an online menu from the restaurant. You just have to look at a photo someone posted 6 months ago and hope that's kind of the same thing. And so that to me is still the shocking thing, is just not being able to find a menu or finding 4 different versions or old. It's just...
What was your very first hourly job?
I was a car hop at Sonic.
Hell yo. What did you love about that job?
The free tater tot.
Did you memorize the secret menu? What's the super loaded tater tots? I don't remember what they're called.
Oh gosh. I don't remember that they were called.
Just chili tater tots with ranch and stuff on them. I don't know. I had a friend who was a Sonic nerd.
They called it the secret menu. We had buttons on our POS system for it.
It was not that secret.
It wasn't that secret. They had the buttons. All the cooks knew what it was. You could still order it. My favorite thing that people would order from that job though was ice. We had people who would come in and buy a 5-pound bag of ice to take home. Because it was the good chewy ice. And so, yeah, I miss the ice. I miss the free tater tots. I do not miss spilling Route 44 drinks on myself.
That's a lot of things to be doing all at once. So what do you love about your job right now?
I really love getting to meet people in the industry. And I know that sounds so cheesy, but even outside of this job, I've always loved food. I've loved cooking. I've loved eating. I love hearing about new food. And it's so cool to meet people, honestly, from around the country and around the world, who are all passionate about their, this concept, or even this region that they live in. And so I honestly love coming to conferences like this, meeting new people, and then getting their dumpling recommendations or their donut map in Google. I have multiple food maps in Google Maps. So when I travel, I'm like, well, this is clearly the best spot for coffee. So if you ever need a tip for most of North America, part of South America, Mexico, and Europe, I've got you covered.
Hell yes. Yeah. You need to start an app or something. Sure. I don't know. Maybe do blog.
It's just in Google Maps. That's where I have it saved, but I can share that map.
Every single department throughout the restaurant, every brand we asked, top priority has to do with workforce.
Yeah, I believe it.
That's what I do. So I was like, hell yes. Affirming. I keep preaching about workforce, about retention, about culture. But I really did not expect, even IT was on board. I'm looking forward to see what the next iteration in the industry is. Are there any trends or upcoming priorities from people you talk to that you think are kind of on the horizon next?
I think guest engagement is the thing that's coming up, because it plays directly into retention, right? It plays directly into staff and how they're performing and if they're going to stay. I know a few years ago it was loyalty was the big thing. How do we get people more loyal? How do we get people more loyal? And now it's well, all right, they're signed up for the app, but they still aren't coming up. So if I can't get them in the door, what's going on? And what we've found is gathering guest feedback, whether it's, first party feedback. I'm asking you for that through my loyalty app, through some type of SNS or online list, whatever. And then the feedback that's left on the Googles and Yelps and Uber Eats and all of those different platforms that someone can engage with you. I think people are seeing the valuable information that's being left there. The staff who was being constantly mentioned by name. I was looking at one of our clients the other day doing kind of like a review, and Jaden was mentioned in like 6 reviews in the past month. Jaden deserves a raise. Jaden deserves something, right? And so seeing that loop closed, I think, is really important, because your staff can always check a box and say that they're happy working here and they can leave next week. But if you have customers who are always raving about one employee, or you're getting some feedback that maybe means another employee needs training or something like that, I think that can really help retain staff. And the more you retain staff, honestly, the more you retain customers. I know my favorite restaurants, I've been seeing the same staff there for like 10, 15 years.
It makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference. It makes a difference when you come in and they greet you by name, for certain concepts. And so I think understanding all of the points of contact that the staff was involved with can be really, really helpful in that retention.
Yeah, 100%. I would agree with you. I think that is on the rise. Tying, and I'm seeing a lot of tying things together. So guest retention, employers, yeah, absolutely. If someone wanted to know more about Marqii, about what you do, about how Marqii could help them, how should they reach out?
Yeah, well, if they just head to our website, marqii.com. There's no U. When we got started, we couldn't afford the U, but marqii.com. Reach out there. Either myself or one of our lovely team members will chat with you. You can also always find us on LinkedIn at Marqii. You can find us on Instagram.
And if anyone is seeing this while they're still at RLC, we have a booth right inside the front door. So we'll see you there.